Okay, I'll call us to order. Roll call, Ms. Ford.
Chairman Smith,
Here.
Mrs. Black,
Here.
Mr. Connor,
Here.
Mr. Groan,
Here.
Mrs. Jones,
Here.
Mr. King,
I think he
Mr.
said
Perez,
Here.
Mrs. Faye Robinson,
Here.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson,
Here.
Mrs. Sermon,
Here.
Dr. Wingate,
Here.
Superintendent Dr. Robertson.
Here.
Okay, I asked for a motion to approve our agenda as amended. You see the amendments there, so I'm not gonna read them, but we are gonna revisit the 24-25 calendar under 10C2 is where that will fall.
Motion to approve the amended agenda.
Second.
I got beat by Mrs. Roberts.
Everyone's excited to
I think Mark
I got Tiffany Robinson as the second, is that
Yes,
correct?
that's correct.
Thank you.
Okay, roll call, Ms. Ford.
Mrs. Black,
Yes.
Mr. Connor,
Yes.
Mr. Groan,
Yes.
Mrs. Jones,
Yes.
Mr. King, Mr. Perez,
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson.
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman,
Yes.
Dr. Wingate,
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna take liberty to move our pledge and meditation, and we'll do that right now, and then we'll take back up with our contract discussion. So, Miss Weiss, where I saw you a minute ago, there you are. Thank you.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Deanna Johnson to lead our pledge night. She is a 5th grader at Smith Elementary.
Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the moment of silence. You may be seated.
And I will share that that's a preemptory sit because in a moment we're going to sing the national anthem for you. Let me correct that. They are going to sing the national anthem for you. Nobody wants to hear me sing. But it is because of the time of our teachers, Mr. Dotzler, who has worked with our Smith Singers. He put on an amazing musical with our students this year and has worked with our guitar club and so many other options that our students have gotten to do through that funding that has come through this last year. The extracurricular funds allows me to work with my teachers who work tirelessly and not for the money because they did it before they got extra money, but because they love working with these students. These students are amazing. They give up their time, they bring all of their energy, and they give a performance every time that amazes me. So without further ado, please rise for our Smith Singers who have performed at Christmas at the Courthouse, Hamilton Sings, and next week they will be giving this number at the Chattanooga Lookouts game.
Yay.
Stripes and bright stars through the
Thank you all for allowing us to be here tonight to share what our students can do and they'll be able to continue to do and thrive from your support. Thank you.
Ms. Robinson, your light's on. Okay, that was just absolutely awesome. Thank you all so much. Okay, so we'll regress, and we're gonna go back to the renewal of contract for Superintendent Dr. Robertson. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved. Second?
A motion and second, discussion? Hearing none? Okay, go ahead.
Just for the public, go to the work session if you want to hear if there was discussion. I don't want the public to think nobody discussed anything about this.
Okay.
Amply discussed.
Okay,
This is,
Ms. Thurman?
yes, I
you
just wanted to
slid
say
up.
this. I wanted to say the same thing. People can go and listen to all of our discussion, but like I say, this is nothing personal with Justin for me. I just want everybody to know that. Okay. That's the
Okay.
timing.
Ms. Ford, roll call?
Mrs. Black,
Yes.
Mr. Connor,
Yes.
Mr. Groan,
Yes.
Mrs. Jones,
Yes.
Mr. King, Mr. Perez,
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman,
No.
Dr. Wingate,
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes. Okay, that takes us down to exemplars of excellence. So, Dr. Robertson?
Thanks, Chairman Smith. I'm going to invite Brad Scott to come up here with me. I thought I saw him in the back. This is a really exciting moment. We have great relationships with our charter schools, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, this may be the first time ever that we've been able to bring a state champion from one of our charter schools to the board. And so I'm going to turn this over to Brad and Diamond Kelly to talk a little bit about this team, their great accomplishment, and then bring up the young men to recognize them with their coaches. Brad?
Thank you, Dr. Robinson, Chairman Smith, and the board for having us. We consider Hamilton County Schools a partner, not only as our authorizer as a public charter school, but a partner to ensure that all kids in our community thrive. And Chattanooga Prep is really excited to bring back home the gold ball to Hamilton County, our basketball team, Division I-A state champions, the first team since 2007 to bring this ball back, and the first public charter school in the state of Tennessee to win a state championship in anything. So not only are these guys doing well athletically, but they're also working hard in the classroom. Several of these guys just got their ACT scores back. We saw 21s, we saw 29s. All of them have a 3.0 or higher on their GPAs and are applying and getting ready for college. At Chattanooga Pratt, we believe you're a scholar first and then an athlete. This team you're going to see today exemplifies that core value. So thank you all for your support. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to our incredible principal, Diamond Kelly, who's going to announce the team.
Good afternoon. I have the honor and privilege of announcing the members of this team. So when I do, please come up, gentlemen. Number 0, he is 6'2", a sophomore. His name is Michael Sutton, Jr. Not present. Number 1, the youngest member on the team at 5'7", in 8th grade, Cadence Collins. Five, 7, sophomore, number 2, DeAndre Turnbow. 5'8", a junior, about to be a senior in our building, Tasway Williams, number 3. A freshman at 5'9", number 4, Austin Jones. A junior with no height listed, number 5, Reginald Pillows. 5'10", sophomore, number 10, Damarian Bowman. At 6'4", a junior, number 11, Jaden Parker. Some of our young men are on more than one team, and so they're at a track meet. At 5'10", a freshman, Romeo Kuhn, number 12. 6'0", a junior, number 15, Eli Gaines. One of the tallest members of the team at 6'6", and only a sophomore, number 20, Joel Bolus. 6'2", a junior, number 24, Kyrell Rendall. And 6'6", a sophomore, Derek Robertson, number 30. All right, the most important member of the team, one of them, and I found out how hard his job was when we were at the state trying to get water to these young men, Fred Buchanan, the team captain. And I get the honor of introducing our 2 amazing basketball coaches, the head coach, Christian, and Leah Cunley, his assistant. Thank you all for having us. We appreciate it.
That's wonderful. That's great. Congratulations. Love basketball. Great job. Very proud of you. Very proud of you. Congratulations. They might keep hearing that.
You think?
Hey.
Just kidding.
Y'all ain't even supposed to be there.
I said all of us to stand up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Like
that's-
what? We lost it.
Good job, guys.
Congratulations.
Absolutely.
I just want to say a word. Chat Prep is in my district, and I have just loved getting to represent the students of Chat Prep for the last 8 years. And I've watched the school go from the beginnings to where they are today. I'm just so impressed with you guys, and the students just continue to push it to the next level, and the leadership does too. So congratulations. And I followed you guys in the news for every game. Was so excited that you won. So congratulations on bringing that back to Hamilton County.
And
Great
you
work.
have the best mom. You have the best mom.
Thank you guys for coming. Congratulations. Chief Academic Officer, Blake Freeman, are you in the house?
Chairman, I'm going to ask Dr. John Rice to come up. He's our middle
Okay.
school director to present the Librarian of the Year award.
Hold on.
Good evening, Chairman Smith, members of the board. April is, I'm Dr. John Rice. I serve as our middle school director and also over our K-12 libraries. April is School Library Month, and this month we'd like to honor our school librarians, several of whom are in the house today, so great to have them here. Appreciate all they do each and every day to promote literacy in our schools. And this year we'd like to pass the mic in a second to Dr. Kromeyer Lee from Read 20, who sponsors our Librarian of the Year award. We announced our Librarian of the Year at a luncheon earlier this month, but wanted to also honor our Librarian of the Year here. So with that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Kromeyer Lee.
One of the things that we are honored to do, I'm the Chief Reading Officer for Read 20, and we partner with lots of people across the community, including the school system. And one of the things that we have done this last year and this year is to work with the Signal Centers, and they have produced a video about the librarians' work and from librarians and the children that I'd like you to watch.
Having a librarian in your school can mean so much, not just because we can provide books for kids that they want to read, which data shows will increase test scores. But we also celebrate the whole child. It's about those relationships that I can build, and that, again, making school a place that the child wants to go to, and making sure that every child is seen.
I have a student who's starting kindergarten, had a difficult time in the classroom. She had behavioral issues, and the library was a place where she could come as a timeout. She'll come in just to talk about what's happening with her day or what's happening at home, or she'll come in and just sit quietly and read and know that I'm there if she needs me.
So there's a sense of safety in that space where they know what to expect when they come in and they see me. There's a level of trust between us and them having ownership over the space. At this point, I'm like, act like you're at your grandmother's house. You push in those chairs before you leave. And actually, I have a display in the library right now with a smattering of photographs of this last year, and it says, whose library? Our library. It's their space, and it's a space that they can come in and figure out what they're interested in, what they're naturally good at, and I feel like that's really the point of school.
They need a place where they can dream and create, and I think the library is an excellent place for that.
We're really proud that we get to honor our librarians with the video and also with a luncheon that we've done each year. We also sponsor the
Librarian of the Year Award. And Dr. Rice, thank you. We want to let you all know and let you witness our Librarian of the Year this year is from McConnell Elementary, Debbie Condry. That's right, don't drop it. Debbie, thank you.
She might all want me in the face.
Hey, y'all get up there. Get up there with her.
If you ever get a chance, visit McConnell Library. That's a fun place to be. Congratulations. So, Ms. Sorrells, I understand you're going to help us recognize our Principal of the Year. Thank you for coming.
Yes, I know we look alike as principals, but I am not LeAngela Rogers. Crystal Sorrells, and I have the honor of recognizing our Principal of the Year. Good evening, Chairman Smith, Superintendent Robertson, fellow board members. It is a pleasure to introduce Hamilton County Schools Principal Association of Principal of the Year, Mr. Greg Wilkie. Mr. Wilkie has been an employee of Hamilton County Schools for 32 years. Yes. He has taught all grade levels from kindergarten through 12th grade and has worked in 5 schools in the district. He served 17 years as an administrator. Mr. Wilkie is currently at Eastside Elementary as a building principal and has led his school to Reward School and Level 5 status. Probably one of the reasons is because yesterday they had 100% attendance, 3rd grade through 5th grade, for their first day of testing magic. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. I want to be like Greg Wilkie when I grow up. He prides himself as a teacher-focused leader and believes it is his job to support and nurture teachers so that they can support and nurture students. He strongly supports and believes in creating a culture of care for the entire school. Mr. Wilkie is definitely well respected by his colleagues, his staff, his parents, his community, and especially his students. Please enjoy the video to celebrate Mr. Wilkie as Hamilton County Principal Association Principal of the Year.
Congratulations! Greg Wilkie is the Principal of the Year. We are so proud of you. You absolutely 100% deserve this. I am so honored that El Gran Jefe, my boss, the principal of Eastside Elementary, is honored with such an incredible distinction. Congratulations!
What makes Mr. Wilkie a good principal?
He's kind. He's nice. He does everything.
Thank you for supporting the arts, music especially, and I just want to say again, thank you for all you do for me in my class.
You're a pleasure to work with. The kids love you. Everyone here appreciates you, how approachable you are for the teachers.
Congratulations, Mr. Wilkie! You are an amazing principal.
We like to let the kids have a good time and have some fun, and that helps the teachers to have some fun, and it just makes for an all-around good climate and culture to work in.
Congratulations, Mr. Wilkie! Thank you for being the best principal, for respecting all of us and taking care of us for a long time.
Mr. Wilkie is an exceptional principal because he has a heart for his teachers and his students, and it's evident to us every single day.
Mr. Wilkie, you are so awesome at what you do. You have such a big heart and you take care of all of us. So we have a special message for you. Are you ready, friends? 1, 2, 3.
Shows empathy and compassion to everyone in the building. He has a strong dedication to students' growth and their success. He listens and is receptive to feedback or any concerns, celebrations, anything that we need. He's there for us and he listens.
Mr. Wilkie is the best because he keeps us safe. He keeps us safe throughout the year. And when we're in sixth grade, we're gonna shed tears.
Congratulations, Mr. Wilkie, my most favorite principal. Being named Hamilton County's Principal of the Year is a huge accomplishment. It is a testament to your dedication to your students, your staff, and your families at Eastside Elementary.
Congratulations from your 5th grade team.
You make Eastside a place where students and teachers can thrive, try new things, and be encouraged.
Mr. Wilkie, you work so hard. Mr. Wilkie, you care for us. Mr. Wilkie, you're kind. He's welcoming. He's intelligent. He's loving. He's kind-hearted. He's encouraging. He's your favorite principal.
Your school is a gem. It's a joyful place where the adults in the building and the kids in the building love to come every day. Your attendance rates are through the roof. Your learning rates are through the roof. And you do it all with such joy and such compassion and care for the people around you.
I want to say congratulations to Greg on being the Hamilton County Schools Principal of the Year. Greg, I've always appreciated you as your passion, not only for kids, but specifically for kids at Eastside Elementary. Eastside Elementary is a better place because of you, and we are excited to celebrate you and say congratulations on being the 2024 Hamilton County Schools Principal of the Year.
So the Hamilton County Schools Foundation, before he speaks, really I got to know Principal Wilkie when he had a Teacher of the Year this year, and he is beloved. And we wanted to do something special for him. So I have a Hank Aaron Cooper's Town Braves, and we got 2 seats to see the Braves. Okay, but it gets better. I have more. But there's more. You have 2 seats. You have a hotel at your lawn, and we'll work with you. Thanks to Corey Garrigan of the Mayor's Office for helping us get those tickets. I have a $100 gift card for dinner, and I'm still working on a sports car for you.
Well, thank you very much. I don't mind talking in front of 600 kids. I don't care to be in a room full of parents who are angry at me, but this makes me nervous. Anyway, it is an honor. I was really surprised when I got the recognition from my colleagues, my peers, because I work with some incredible principals. I have a lot of people around me who support me. And although I'm honored by this recognition, it's not all me. I have an incredible school. I have an amazing faculty. The parents of Eastside are amazing. The kids are amazing. I have an incredible assistant principal in the back, Cora Fisher. Without her, I could not do what I do. So it's really a team effort. At Eastside, we have a motto, it's we are the village, and that applies to the faculty as well, because we step in and we help each other. So what brings me the most joy is the fact that I get to walk those halls every day, visit classrooms, see active learning, happy children, happy teachers. I'm very proud of the fact that I don't lose a lot of teachers. I have a strong retention rate because they don't want to leave, and I'm glad. So anyway, it's a great honor. I'm touched. I'm privileged. I don't think I actually deserve it. There's people better than me out there, but I hope I represent Eastside and Hamilton County well as principal and principal of the year. Thank you very much.
just want to say, I have stuff to say. I just want to say, I met Greg 2 years ago, and he is an example of the very best that Hamilton County Schools has to offer as an administrator or principal role. And he is a huge reason why East Side is the best side. Congrats.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations. Brooke takes us down to our board member disclaimer statement, so we'll just start over there with Mr. Larry and come this way.
Does not apply.
Okay, I declare that I have a relative who works for the school system and the board's vote on the budget and/or policies may have effect on my relative's employment. Even so, I hereby certify that I will cast my vote in the best interest of the school system.
She's trying to steal my statement, like I have it memorized. I declare that I have a family member who works for the school system and that the board's vote on budgets, policies, and all things may have an effect on my relative's employment. Even so, I hereby certify that I will cast my vote in the best interest of the school system.
I found mine. Thanks, Tiffany. I declare that I have a relative who works for the school system and that the board's vote on budget, policies, etc. may have an effect on my relative's employment. Even so, I hereby certify that I will cast my vote in the best interest of the school system.
I declare that I have relatives who work for the school system and that the board's vote on all matters may have an effect on my relative's employment. Even so, I hereby certify that I will cast my vote in the best interest of the school system.
Does not apply.
I declare that I have a family member who works for the school system and that the board's vote on all matters may have an effect on my family member's employment. Even so, I hereby certify that I will cast my vote in the best interest of the school system.
I declare that I have a relative who works for the school system and that the board's vote may have an effect on my relative's employment. Even so, I hereby certify I will cast my vote in the best interest of the school system.
Okay, very good.
Gary, do you have family members? Okay.
I'm reading
Okay. Mr. King declares that he has a relative who works for the school system and that the board's vote on policies, budget, etc. may have an effect on his relative's employment. Even so, he hereby certifies that he will cast his vote in the best interest of the school system.
Okay. This takes us down to our consent agenda. Need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Any items to be pulled?
I just want to pull one, just to make a statement. Pull 8D4, that's I think that's school fees. Yes.
8D4.
Are the school fees?
Okay. Anything else to be pulled? Okay, Ms. Ford, roll call.
Mrs. Black?
Yes.
Mr. Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Groan?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. King? Mr. Perez?
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Sermon?
Yes.
Dr. Wingate?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes. Okay. Ms. Sermon?
Okay, the only statement I want to make is I just want to be sure, and I do this every time, school fees, that these can be requested and not required. I just want to be sure that everybody understands that you can request school fees, but you cannot require them, and students cannot be punished for not paying them.
Okay. So need a motion to approve school fees.
All right, just one more.
Okay. Go ahead.
Along the same lines, just since this will be, I think, the last time that I address it, and as we talked about the budget, I just want to encourage future boards and those present that will be on future boards that we want to make sure that all students have access to all opportunities regardless of whether their capacity allows them to that. And the more we can do that, you know, even though there are fees that we waive very often, a lot of families will not even pursue those opportunities because they look at those fees as a roadblock to their study. So, you know, as we move forward, the more that becomes very clear that if that is not within your reach, we still want you to belong within whatever activity or opportunity is there for you. So, fees are a necessary thing. If we didn't put these fees, we would add other fees to it, right? So it would happen that way. We just want to make sure students have every opportunity to achieve where they can achieve regardless of their financial status. So.
Okay. Motion to approve school fees.
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
Ms. Ford?
Mrs. Black?
Yes.
Mr. Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Groan?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. King? Mr. Perez?
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman?
Yes.
Dr. Wingate?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes. So that takes us over to administrative business matters. I don't see Dr. Brown here. Do you want to speak to that, Dr. Robertson?
Yes, sir. So, requesting a new job description, again, as we've been doing, bringing you new job descriptions. This is not a new FTE coming from an existing job, but it is a new description. So EPP is giving us the ability to, educator preparation program, giving us the ability to license CTE teachers in-house so that our teachers can be the one doing the classes. We just got approval. Jesse Gray and HR has led that charge, done an amazing job, so we want to recognize his work. But again, not a new position, it's a new job description.
Okay. Need a motion to approve?
Second.
Any other discussion? Roll call?
Mrs. Black?
Yes.
Mr. Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Groan?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. King? Mr. Perez?
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman?
Yes.
Dr. Wingate?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes. Tenure recommendations, need a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
I'm sorry, was that Mr. Perez?
Perez. Yeah.
And Mr. Groan?
Questions? No lights? Roll call?
Mrs. Black?
Yes.
Mr. Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Groan?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. King? Mr. Perez?
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman?
Yes.
Dr. Wingate?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes. Under board matters, recommendation for retirement investment options, a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? No lights? Ms. Ford, roll call?
Mrs. Black?
Yes.
Mr. Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Groan?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. King? Mr. Perez?
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman?
Yes.
Dr. Wingate?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes. Proposed schedule of sessions for 24-25, motion to approve?
So moved.
Need a second?
Second, with a little bit of clarity, we're voting to change it to what's in front
That's
of
not
us.
the calendar. This is the
Sorry.
schedule of board
This is
meetings.
the
Schedule.
scheduled meetings.
Thank you.
Some of us aren't going to be here, so we're going to go ahead and vote on it.
I don't have one of
Actually, I'd
those
like to
in front of
change
us.
it to a 3 times a month schedule.
I don't have one either.
Get focused. Everybody get focused. Get focused.
Go for it. 6 hours each.
Okay, well,
Yeah, 6
there is
hours.
a motion and a second, but Ms. Black may have a question.
I was just saying, I don't have a copy of it.
It is on the agenda. I can show
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
So just, well, here.
I think they moved it. I think they moved the sessions to Friday nights.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I think that was by my recommendation.
Okay. Roll call, Ms. Ford?
Mrs. Black?
Yes.
Mr. Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Groan?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. King? Mr. Perez?
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman?
Yes.
Dr. Wingate?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes. Proposed 25-26 school calendar. A motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Second. Okay.
I have Mr. King actually here who
Okay.
seconded it.
Okay, I got a couple of lights here. Mr. Connor?
Mine was
Okay.
just, I was just gonna note any irregularities with the last session. I'm just looking at it on the calendar. It's just, but I won't go back to it now.
Okay, Mr. Perez?
So I just want to point out that in my 4 years here, I don't think I've once gotten the calendar right, according to a lot of people. So we keep trying, we keep moving forward. We really do want to consider what's best for everybody. Hopefully we'll get closer to getting it right when you're.
Okay, Ms. Thurman?
Yes, well, I'm gonna vote against it because the calendar needs, we start the schools too early. I've always said that. But anyway, I don't like the day off on Wednesday in the middle of the week. And I do not like starting school, going to school 2 days and then taking the day off. I think that's crazy in the first of the year, so I will not be voting for that. Because if I did, my daughter would kill me, so.
Okay, Mr. Wingate?
Marco, I'm just gonna say this, and Shannon, you can put your fingers in your ears for just a second. She knows how much I hate the calendar, but you will never get it right. So don't worry about it. I've been an educator for 26 years. You ain't ever gonna get it right, so don't worry about it. I quit worrying about it a long time ago.
Is that all you have, Mr. Wingate?
I can go on.
Mr. Connor?
I'm sorry, I said I didn't have something to say about the last one, but I do have to go back to one quick thing. It does say that in the regular session, May 15th, 2025 is noted as the second Thursday in May. It is actually the third Thursday in May.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Change that.
Will that interfere with graduation?
But that's graduation normally anyway.
Yeah, it is.
The 15th is still. The 15th is. Trust me, I that's why I was digital.
I know my birthday's
in
May
February.
16th. It's always the
Yeah.
third week of the month.
I was gonna say that's why I was digital in February, because somebody's
But
wife didn't realize the 15th could be a third Thursday, and neither did I. So, but
Okay, so
that
we'll
is.
change that to the 8th.
Yeah, I don't know if that's necessary, if it's something that'll get us in trouble, but that's all we just need to
Well, it
know.
will, because they'll have graduations that night.
Oh, so we will have graduation.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's
So
graduation.
we'll end up moving that meeting to the 8th.
To the 8th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have to?
Do we need to go back,
now,
Mr.
or
Bennett, and?
what's the-
Okay, so
Should
So
we go ahead
what
and
we-
vote on the calendar first?
Can we vote on
since
the-
we-
Yeah, because we got a motion and a second on the floor.
Okay.
Okay. This is the 25-26 calendar.
Okay, any other questions, discussions about the 25-26 calendar before we do roll call? Ms. Ford?
Mrs. Black?
Yes.
Mr. Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. King? Mr. Perez?
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman?
No.
Dr. Wingate?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to amend the previous vote to change the regular session boardroom meeting from May 15th, 2025 to May 8th, 2025.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Mrs. Black?
Yes.
Mr. Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. King? Mr. Perez?
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman?
Yes.
Dr. Wingate?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Bennett, Ms. Ward, I just want to make sure when they voted on the calendar, because it was amended, it included changing the 24, 25.
No,
That would happen.
we're gonna vote
No,
on
we're-
that next.
We're going to that now. So, under Board Matters C, we added an item 2, which was to revisit the 24-25 calendar to consider changing those 4 half-days to 2 full days. So I'll entertain that motion and we'll discuss it.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, now discussion.
The 25-26 will be the 2 full days, correct? And this is to be, in line?
24, 25, 2 full days.
Good, thank you.
I guess my question would be, Ms. Shannon, when will those days come, those 2 full days?
Yep, in yellow at the top, it tells you which 2 they are.
I see it now.
Yeah. Just one thing to note for this, it doesn't, the PD day after Easter, which we usually try to do, is not included on this calendar because that's during the testing window. And so we tried to get as much feedback as we could on that to not limit the testing window for kids. And so the PD day is not lost. We didn't take it away. It's just in a different location.
Okay. Any other questions, discussions? Ms. Ford?
Mrs. Black?
Yes.
Mr. Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. King? Mr. Perez?
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman?
No.
Dr. Wingate?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes. Need a motion to approve the Sequoia High School roof replacement.
Motion made.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Ford?
Mrs. Black?
Yes.
Mr. Connor?
Yes.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. King? Mr. Perez?
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman?
Yes.
Dr. Wingate?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes. Okay, I know we have a lot of events, graduations coming up. Ms. Ford has sent all of us a schedule of all the graduations and promotions, and so we appreciate that. It's going to be a busy next few weeks.
The only other thing under events and announcements next month's meeting,
Okay, and what is that date,
May
Ms.
the
Ford?
9th.
May
9th, I
9th.
believe.
Okay.
You all can bring my birthday gifts at that time.
Early.
Be 29.
I'll be 43.
Okay, anything else? Well, we'll stand adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.